You are listening to the William Gomes Podcast. I'm William Gomes and I'm grateful to have you here. Today, I want to talk about something that often determines whether an autistic person feels supported or overwhelmed: the systems around them. No individual lives in isolation. Autistic people move through families, schools, healthcare services, and wider communities. When these systems work together with understanding, autistic well being flourishes. When they work in fragments or without awareness, stress and misunderstanding increase. In this episode, I want to explore what it means to build supportive systems. Systems that recognize autistic needs, reduce barriers, and offer consistent, compassionate support. Supportive systems begin with shared understanding. Families may know a child deeply. Teachers may observe how they learn. Healthcare professionals may recognize sensory or developmental needs, but too often the insights remain siloed. Each system holds a piece of the puzzle, yet the pieces are not brought together. When families, schools, and services share information openly with respect and care, the autistic child or adult receives consistent support instead of conflicting messages. Collaboration reduces confusion, it prevents gaps, and it helps everyone respond with clarity rather than assumption. Another essential aspect of supportive systems is predictability. Autistic individuals often feel distress when systems shift unexpectedly, when school plans change without explanation, when appointments move suddenly, or when routines are disrupted. Systems must prioritize communication. Clear, timely updates reduce anxiety. Transparent processes help autistic individuals and families prepare. Predictability is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. Consistency across environments is also crucial. A child may receive sensory adaptations at school but none at home, or vice versa. An adult may have workplace accommodations but lack understanding in healthcare settings. When support strategies differ drastically, the autistic person carries the burden of adapting repeatedly. Consistent approaches across systems help them conserve energy and build confidence. This consistency should extend to communication styles, sensory accommodations, and behavioral expectations. Supportive systems also recognize the emotional labor autistic people carry. Navigating appointments, assessments, forms, and professional meetings can be overwhelming. For families, advocating for their child can become a full time emotional task. Systems must reduce this burden by offering clear guidance, accessible language, and compassionate professionals who listen rather than dismiss. Bureaucracy should not become a barrier to support. Another part of supportive systems is valuing lived experience. Autistic people and their families hold deep insight into what works and what does not. When professionals listen to those insights with respect, support becomes grounded in reality rather than assumption. Autistic voices should shape policies, interventions, and services. Their experience must be seen as expertise. Training is equally important. Professionals across education, healthcare, social care, and community services need meaningful training grounded in current research and autistic perspectives. Without training, misunderstandings flourish. Behavior is misinterpreted. Sensory needs are ignored. Communication differences are judged. But when training is rooted in compassion and evidence, systems become safer, kinder, and more responsive. Supportive systems are flexible. They recognize that autistic needs change over time. A child who needs a structure in early years may later need help navigating friendships. A young adult may need workplace accommodations or support with executive function. Systems must adapt rather than forcing autistic people to fit into rigid structures. Another essential aspect is reducing trauma. Many autistic people experience repeated distress from environments that misunderstand them. Classrooms too loud, medical procedures too overwhelming, or meetings that move too fast. Trauma informed systems recognize these histories. They slow down, they explain clearly, they ask permission, they build trust before making demands. Trauma informed support does not assume compliance, it prioritizes safety. Lastly, supportive systems embrace strengths. Too often, support focuses only on challenges, behavior, communication, or sensory overload. But autistic strengths, honesty, creativity, focus, fairness, detail awareness, must be recognized and nurtured. When systems celebrate strengths, autistic people feel valued rather than corrected. And this sense of value can transform confidence, identity, and well being. Building supportive systems is not about perfection, it is about alignment. It is about creating networks that understand autistic difference and respond with care. When families, schools, healthcare providers, and communities work together, autistic people experience less stress and more opportunity. They gain access not only to accommodations, but to dignity. In the next episode, we will explore autistic identities. So, how autistic people understand themselves, build self awareness, and form a sense of belonging in a world that often misunderstands them. But for now, I hope this episode reminds you that supportive systems do not happen by accident. They happen when compassion, communication, and collaboration come together. Thank you for listening. This is the William Gomes Podcast. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and I will speak with you again soon.